Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to my Akim, Wakim, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity. His brother Kawakub coming at you with no lesson. And today's lesson, funnily enough, got inspired by just this random statement that I had heard from someone that they just basically said on a video. The people of today, they're just like the Roman Empire, where everyone wants to see blood. They want to see someone dying. They want to see someone being burnt at the stake or whatever they did in the Roman Empire. And I thought it was funny and very spiritual that he made that comparison. He made that statement because the funny thing about that is that Babylon. I just remembered the thing. Let me actually get it in my history because I remember. Okay, so bear with me because there was a statement that was said that there was a statement that was said which basically was talking about how which basically was talking about how America is basically the Roman Empire. All right, and I'm pretty sure I did a video on this before where, let me just look for it. I did a lesson on it before where they were saying that America is basically the architecture is basically the same as America. So bear with me. I'm now looking through my history right now. I want to get this and show it because it is a lot more applicable now compared to way back when, and in how in general you have these different people who are basically soft snitching on themselves or on Babylon as a whole. All right, because the thing is that when stuff like this happens, when someone makes these things, it's up to us in the being in the faith for us to be able to make that connection. Is this my other thing? I think I. Alright, whatever. I can't find it, so I'm not gonna bother. Whatever. Basically, America is the new Rome. Yes, that's what they were saying. Someone had tweeted that America is basically the new Rome, and that was a big thing where the infrastructure, some of the architecture is basically the same, and not the infrastructure specifically, but the political system, I think, is a bit comparative to that. Anyway, continuing on, I want to get to the precepts. Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 9. The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. And that's the thing. That is where what's it called? That's where the same people, the same thing, like basically history is basically repeating themselves. And Esau thinks that he wants to, we saw what happened or what they did back then, so we're going to try to avoid the same mistakes, when in actuality there's no avoiding those same mistakes, because they're still making those exact same mistakes and going against YAHAWAH at the end of the day, which will lead to their inevitable destruction. All right, Now, continue. Oh yeah, right quick. Just basically, while it's not accurate to say Romans love violence, okay, it has played a significant role in their culture and entertainment, and that is a thing where violence is a big part of American society and culture in a way, in the sense of you have these you have the Olympics, you have not necessarily, well, yeah, I don't know if they have fighting in the Olympics, but you have mixed martial arts, you have boxing, you have all these things where people are constantly watching and praising. Oh yeah, freaking, what's his name, Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali, all these people are constantly praised by so many people and known by a very large amount of people for being two of the greatest fighters ever, or boxers ever. All right. And once again, like, this is a very big part of that. And also on top of that, even with if on Twitter you have these like witch hunts and stuff like that, where people are constantly, you have these people that go into these people's personal lives in order to try to ruin their lives and stuff like that. Because I've heard that one person literally got their information put out on the internet. They got chased out of their home. They had to leave their home, all these different stuff, and police and stuff like that have been called on people by these random people that are able to apparently get people's information with ease. All right. So yeah, people always want to see blood. Okay, be it in sports or in non-sports types of things. If they perceive someone as a villain, then they're going to go after them in some way, shape, or form. Slakia. Micah chapter 2 verse 2, and they covered fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. Now, the thing is that this is the MO of Esau Edom, but at the same time, because there's so many people that take after Esau's philosophies and culture, because so many people, there's so many different types of people in Babylon, all right, they are also taking up after them, and they basically want to see they basically become mobs and want to see people get judged without any actual due process. It's always guilty until proven innocent, even though the American system does claim, keyword claim, to say you're innocent until proven guilty, but people don't care about the process of actually hearing both sides. If they hear one person saying, like for example, with the whole Me Too movement, they heard women say, a random guy raped me, so then everyone just went on with a bandwagon and then just demonized him, and that man would have his life ruined. And it's stuff like this where afterwards they get proven innocent, and it's just like, the damage is already done. There's no fixing the damages that is done. It's just people are too used to, I'm just gonna believe whatever some random bitch online says, rather than actually waiting until hearing both sides and actually making sure that everything is all said and done and settled before trying to think, are they going to actually receive some sort of judgment or whatever and whatnot. And even then, it's not even up to one individual, some random person, to go and decide, I'm gonna put judgment on you and whatnot. That's not up for you, because that just, once again, like, if it was just any random person that could do that, then it's like you have a whole bunch of people that are improper judges, and they don't judge properly. But we as Israelites are basically commanded to judge properly and to hear both sides of a matter. If we are just a third party, all right, we're not supposed to just say, I believe this person just because of such and such. Okay, that's foolish, because oftentimes people lie. All All right, and they may have ulterior motives, just like a lot of the Me Too movement people, which was basically ruining, okay, the women that were actual victims. All right. Now, Psalm chapter 55, verse 20, he hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenants. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Okay, so over here, they try to speak about peace. They try to say, oh, let's make a treaty and whatnot, but then they break those treaties, and this is primarily for Esau. Primarily for Esau. And the thing is that they might speak, because the one thing that you need to know is that with Esau, what they do, with what they do, they have, and as well as Jake as well, because Jake copied Esau. They have these like morale raising speeches and stuff like that that may sound good and rile up people, make people feel inspired and whatever, but in actuality it's just like to make people, because the thing is, if you well, now it's a bad example. I was about to say like Christian pastors, for example. Christian pastors, they say a whole bunch of stuff saying, oh, you're gonna do all this, like we can do this, we can do blah blah, like that whole Marvin Sapp thing with the stuff. He was saying a whole bunch of stuff and people were cheering, but in actuality, you know, he was just trying to extort people. And they cover up what's it called? They covered up their true intentions behind these morale boosting words, when in actuality it's really just to deceive and to make people do their bidding. All right, or better yet, make them easily manipulatable. All right. So as a result of that, that's where you have this issue where, you know, the thing that you watch, you may hear something that someone says and it might sound good, but in actuality it's not really good. There's lots of times with politicians, when they speak to sound nice, sound appealing, but in actuality it's really a trap and a snare. All right, with that, and that's going to be a part of the MOTB. Okay, so let's continue on. Proverbs chapter 26, verse 25. When he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart. Okay, and you know that was the thing where they might speak and say things, as I said before, that sound good and nice, but you know it's actual glaze. It's actually glazed over. Those nice, kind words are glazed over their true intentions, which is population control or death. Even the term population control, that is basically code for mass genocide. That's really what it is. Like if you think about Avengers Endgame, which is the best example of that, where he was saying he wants to fix the problem of the world and whatnot, of the entire universe, whatever. Okay, but in actuality, he was really just trying to murk a bunch of people, and that was a very big number. And there's even so many people that were even saying, which even still, there were people that were talking on both sides. Firstly on what's it called? It isn't a good solution because the population will just regrow back, or it is a good solution because there's too many people and this and the third, when in actuality that's not the truth. The fact of the matter is that a majority of the resources are actually being hoarded by a small minority of people, which for us it is the elites, and they are keeping all the stuff to themselves while we are, basically left to starve with whatever crumbs that they have left. And that's where the true thing, the true problem or the true issue comes in the rulership. And the rulership that stands at the top right now is unrighteous and wicked rulers, all right, wanting to kill us and abuse and misuse their power, all right. Now, Psalm chapter 64, let's start verse 2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongues like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune on laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? Okay, so this is where continuing on what I was saying. These are the people that are secretly planning stuff to put stuff out on the open that that might come in the form of, I guess I have to watch what I'm saying, but might come up in the form of like disasters and whatnot. I'll just say disasters specifically, all right, where bad things happen, and we're not able to defend or protect ourselves because they plan for this stuff to happen, and only the few or the people protected by YAHAWAH, if not people lucky enough to survive or whatever, are able to make it through. But in actuality, these same people intend on destroying everyone, not just not everyone, but their people as well as Israelites and others. All right. So yeah, they set up these traps and stuff like that. All right, and they expect no one to see them, but the Lord specifically set up the prophets to warn his people. And even with the warnings, there's still so many people. Even with the warning, there's so many people that are being protected. There are so many people that are being protected that even with the warning, there's so many people that are not heeding the warnings, even with the thing, because they think, that's not gonna happen. Everyone, they love us, this, that, and the third, blah blah blah. And there's too many people that are disillusioned, thinking that things are safe and sweet, but when it's not. Psalm chapter 73, verse 3. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked, for there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Therefore pride cometh them about as a chain, violence covereth them as a garment. And that's the thing where you have them that are protected by their violence, which comes in the form of army, what's the other one, the police, any of these SWAT teams and stuff like that. These centurions, that's basically what it is, centurions, that whose purpose is to go out and about to kill anyone who basically gets in the way of Esau's agenda. All right, that is how things are set up. And again, going back, this is how the Roman Empire was, where literally everybody loves violence, and the people, as a matter of fact, let's get that, and then we'll end it out. It was Sirach chapter 10, verse 2. As a judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. In what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. Okay, so the people take after their leaders, their rulers, and one of the things was how these people love violence. They love seeing people get killed and murdered and stuff like that, or judgment to fall upon them, regardless of if they are guilty or not. All right, so with that, I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all Honor, glory, and praise unto Yahawadah, SHAMAIWAN, double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, abode, and shalom.